everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Legacy Trainer and thank you very much for joining me on today's PvP episode. This is episode 2 of PvP and today I've got an awesome team I can't wait to show you. And if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much and it does help the channel. And if you guys have any information for me, tips, tricks, or anything on PvP, I am still very noobish to this. So if you guys have any information or helpful, any kind of help that you can give me, please let me know in the comment section below. And without further ado guys, let's jump right into today's PvP video. And we got Great League, so we're going to go right into the Great League. And our team is going to be Politoad, Azumarill, and Stunfisk. Great team. I'm enjoying playing this team. It's pretty awesome. I like it. It's a little squishy when it comes to grass. If you run into any grass, like especially this match here, right off the bat, I've got my Politoad out and a Venusaur comes out right off the bat. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm in trouble. What do I do? So what I do all the time is I try to get to the first weather ball and I fire the weather ball off. And hopefully they will shield. That's the biggest thing I want to do. I want them to shield first and then I can just swap out if I need to. And of course, he shields, so that's awesome for me. So I do a few more punches, and then I'm going to sub out to somebody else. We're going to sub out to Azumarill. So that's awesome, and he's going to sub out right off the bat too, because he knows he's going to get owned. I'm a little worried about this Lapras. I'm not sure exactly what to do, so we're going to use Rough Play on it. And hopefully we do some major damage here, if he doesn't shield. But unfortunately he does shield. So I'm just going to start doing a little bit of farming, try to get some farm ahead. I'm not going to shield because I don't think I can actually I do shield actually, sorry. I do end up shielding. I shouldn't have shielded because he doesn't do a lot of damage. He's only got Surf, so he's only using Surf right now. So I shouldn't have wasted my shield. So we're going to go into another play rough. And hopefully he doesn't shield this one, which he takes it, which is great. He's going to end up attacking again, and I'm really scared about this because of the Venusaur, so I'm going to shield again. Big bad move on me, dum-dum. I shouldn't have shielded. I should have just taken it. Azumarill can take the Surf. So right now, we're going to farm a bit more. He's going to attack. I got no shields, so there's no shielding this. So it's going to be probably another Surf. Doesn't do a lot of damage to me. I can just continue to farm. And then I'm going to go back into another play rough. And he's got nothing to do. He's got no shields left. I don't believe he has any shields. Nope, he doesn't have any shields left. So I take him down. No problem there. I like it. Then he's going to bring out Skarmory. And I'm just farming, hoping to get to an Ice Beam. And I'm able to get to that Ice Beam, which, great. I think it's going to do a lot of damage here, which is awesome. So it does a good chunk of damage. Now I'm just going to keep farming and hopefully he doesn't kill me. But I think Azumarill's done for. Yep. So now we're going to have to bring in Stunfisk. And this guy, he is the beast of the team. He is like the tank. We got a Rock Slide going on right now, so that's awesome. We're going to do some good damage here. But he is the tank for my team. He is... As long as you don't get into another Stunfisk versus Stunfisk, he's pretty good all around. He can take the damage and he can give it back. So even with this Skarmory, using that Sky Attack, did barely any damage to my Stunfisk, and I can just keep farming to another Rock Slide if I want, which I do. And then he's just sitting there like, he's got no shields, nothing, so he's just taking this full Rock Slide at full power, like that. Then he's got his Venusaur. And that was the biggest thing for this team, is any kind of grass type Pokemon make it really hard to fight against. Luckily enough, I'm doing pretty good here. Politoad always gets owned by grass, and a lot of my team here, that's what I'm most worried about, is my team is going to get owned by grass. I got no shields or anything. And I just keep farming. That's all I'm doing is trying to farm to the first attack, which is my Rock Slide, and I'm able to get the Rock Slide off, which is awesome. And that takes out the Venusaur. So, good game. GG to my opponent. This was an awesome battle. I enjoyed it. I really thought I was going to get owned really bad on this one. So now we're gonna go ahead and start the next one. We'll see who we can get. And so yeah, basically sometimes you win some, you lose some, you can't win them all. That's the biggest thing for my team, is it's hard against the grass types. Grass types have a big advantage against my team. So here we go. We're going to start off again with Polytoad, and they're going to bring out Shiftry. And right off the bat, I'm kind of panicking right here, guys. I'm like, let's get to a Weather Ball and fire it off. See if they put a shield up or if they don't. I'm hoping they do, but we'll definitely see right here. And of course they shield. They're not really intimidated by my attack at all. They know they can farm me down. I have to shield this because he's probably got Leaf Blade, which he does. And Leaf Blade just owns me. So I get to another Weather Ball. He can probably shield again, it doesn't really matter. He's got the advantage right now. I should be subbing out at this point, but I stay in. I'm gonna shield again because I can't take that Leaf Blade, unfortunately. So right now I've just done one of the worst things you can do in PvP, is I have blown both my shields within the first Pokemon. So now I am wide open, so the rest of my team cannot even bother to have a shield. And his Leaf Blade kills my Polytoad, no problem. And then Azumarill comes out. I'm just farming at this point. Here comes another Leaf Blade. The Leaf Blade does a lot of damage to Azumarill as well. And then I get to the Ice Beam. And that's the biggest thing that sucks. That's the biggest thing that's hard about this team. Well, there's an Ice Beam that takes him down, completely out. But then he brings in Toxicroak, and Toxicroak just owns Azumarill. Especially, like, yeah. And that's the worst thing about this team, is that when you get matched up with a grass type that knows Leaf Blade, or even anything, Vine Whip, anything like that, Frenzy Plant, it just hurts so much. And I get to a Rock Slide for my Stunfisk, and I get to a Rock Slide with my Stunfisk. Does a little bit of damage to him, but he's just poking away. He's saving up all his energy. I get to another Rock Slide. This probably will take him down, but he's already farmed enough, and he's already got me down enough that his last Pokemon is going to have no problem. And surprising enough, it's a Hypno. I was not expecting a Hypno at all. So I'm like, Rock Slide, just kind of panicking at this point, trying to see what I can get to and if I can do enough damage, which I can barely do any damage, and he just destroys my Stunfisk. Biggest thing on this match is I should not have shielded. I should have taken the hits. Maybe one shield would have been fine, but this just hurts both my team. Like, Azumarill comes out, I get to an Ice Beam. The Ice Beam does barely any damage, and then he just owns me. And that's the game. GG to my opponent. Good games. So yeah, the hardest thing for this, guys, was the double shields at the front. I think that hurt me a lot. The Leaf Blade is really devastating to this team. It's hard to get around that. It's hard to play safe around teams like that. Biggest thing I can say is that I double shielded at the start. What I should have done is I should have maybe shielded once, or even when I had the Weather Ball, I launched the first Weather Ball, I should have tagged out at that point to somebody else, Azumarill or Stunfisk, one of the two. And then I think the match would have been a little bit better in my favor, but unfortunately, you live and you learn. Alright guys, that was a great match. Let's jump right into another one. So we're just waiting for our opponent, and we'll see what they're going to have for us. I'm really enjoying this team. The versatility on it is really, really good. I like. So here we go. We're starting off the match. Polytoad again, and they have Whiscash. Right off the bat, we're neutral. I'm going to farm like usual, like I said, right to a Weather Ball, and then I'm going to fire the Weather Ball up, and hopefully they'll shield, and then we'll go from there. And unfortunately, they do not shield this one. So we're just going to kind of battle back and forth. I think He's going to fire at me now. I'm not going to shield this one, just to see how much damage he can actually do. It's a mud bomb. Doesn't do a lot. So we're basically both fighting back and forth between each other. We're like, yeah, I'm not shielding, you're not shielding, I'm not shielding, you're not shielding, but we're just taking our attacks. I'm going to shield this one, just because I'm not sure. This move won't kill me, but I don't want to get any lower. Yeah. And now he's going to sub out to Snorlax, I'm going to sub out to Azumarill. We're both back again at a neutral state. I'm not going to shield this one. Body Slam, didn't need to really shield it. I just keep farming. I farm to Ice Beam, and instead of using Ice Beam this time, I'm going to use Play Rough. Just because I figure Play Rough's going to do a lot more damage. Let's see. There we go. And just keep farming away. Now he's got the second attack. I think my best bet is to shield, but I'm not going to shield. And then we're just going to keep farming. We're going to farm till Ice Beam, and then I think we're going to blast him with Ice Beam. We get this Snorlax out of the way. That's a lot better. And as you can see, my Azumarill is doing really good against the Snorlax, so that's another plus for my team. And then they're bringing on Bastion. So Bastion's pretty good. I'm trying my best to get to the Ice Beam as quick as I can because he's a rock type, right? So Ice will do a lot of damage, but he does have a shield, and he's going to use that shield. Then I'm just going to keep farming. Unfortunately, he gets me. And now I'm thinking to myself right here, I'm like, Politoed or Stunfisk? And I'm going to bring out the Stunfisk I'm going to bring out the Politoed. Just to do a Weather Ball to see if he's going to waste his last shield. If he wastes his last shield, that's great for me. And he does. He wastes his last shield, so that's good. And I'm going to waste my last shield here too, because I really need to. He's got Flamethrower, so I'm going to farm to a Weather Ball. I'm going to fire that Weather Ball off, hoping this does a lot of damage. It does super effective. And he's going to tag out to his Whiscash, and I'm going to go into Stunfisk because I do not want to lose my Politoed because I'm going to need him for the end. So Stunfisk has got Rock Slide right here, saving the Politoed for the end in case I need him, which I probably will. No shields left on either team, so whatever we have for moves, we're taking them. And that is a Blizzard, and that is crazy. I'm basically farming as much as I can with Stunfisk, trying to get to the end, managed to get his Pokemon down, and then he brings in Bastion, and I'm just going to Rock Slide him, and I'm hoping he doesn't have anything to fire back at me, but he probably will. My damage is doing very little, if any. And now here comes possibly a Flamethrower, could be a Stone Edge, and it is a Stone Edge, which does a decent amount of damage, more than what my damage did, but I'm able to farm to a Rock Slide. And it's good because I have Politoed in the background, which unfortunately fortunately for this, I'm not going to need the Politoed, but Politoed was back there as a backup. So GG to my opponent. Awesome game here. That was an awesome match, guys, but let's get right into another awesome match. See, that's the hardest thing for my team is grass. Grass is the worst for my team, so when I see grass, I start to be like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I go, the craziness comes out. So right off the bat, we got Politoed, and they've got Glade, Shadow Glade. So right off the bat, as usual, I'm just going to farm down to get to a Weather Ball and launch the Weather Ball. Hopefully, they'll shield to start wasting their shields right off the bat. That's the idea of all my matches. And that way, yep, they did. They used up a shield. I tag out right away into Azumarill to start farming down. However, they tag out as well into Victory Bell. And unfortunately, as soon as I see that, I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Really? Glade, then Victory Bell? So right off the bat, I'm like, oh my god, my team is just gonna get squashed. And right now, Victory Bell is just owning my Azumarill. So right off the bat, I'm just like, oh geez, I'm not bringing Politoed in, so I gotta bring in Stunfisk. the beast is coming in. So he's just going to sit there, and I'm thinking, gotta shield this one just to see what he's got. And he's got Leaf Blade, and Leaf Blade is devastating to my team. So I'm going to sit there and just start to farm down. I'm going to make it to a Rock Slide. Going to get a perfect on the Rock Slide. And the Rock Slide does super effective damage to the Victory Bell. Boom! So that's awesome. I'm able to farm the Victory Bell completely to dead. His next Pokemon, unfortunately, he brings in Glade. Or no, he brings in Nidoqueen. And then he tags it out for Glade. And I'm already able to farm enough to get my Rock Slide. So I launch another Rock Slide at Glade, which is perfect, knocks him down a bit, and then I start farming. That's all I'm doing. I'm farming to get to another Rock Slide. Because my Stunfist is really strong, and he's able to take Glade right out. And then I've got the Nidoqueen. And I've got one shield left, so I'm not going to shield this because I don't think the Poison Fang is going to do much, and it doesn't, which is awesome for me. I'm able to farm some more to another Rock Slide. And not to mention, guys, I've still got Politoed in the background. So right now, my Stunfist is just farming to get to help Politoed in the end. So, and now he's got another special coming. Another probably Poison Fang. Yep, another Poison Fang. Hits me for a bit. Knocks out my Stunfist. And now Politoed's in. Weather Ball's up and running. He's got his special first for another Poison Fang probably. So I'm going to shield this. Yep, Poison Fang it is. And then I go right into Weather Ball. And Weather Ball is very effective against the Nidoqueen. Super effective. So, for the most part, GG to my opponent. Good games all around. This was a great game. I was up against two grass types, and I was able to win. So, sometimes the grass types, depending on what they play or how they play their strategy, works in my favor or their favor. But in this time, it worked out in my favor. So, awesome. And guys, that was an amazing match as well. So, but the fun don't stop there. Let's continue with the next match. It's gonna be an amazing match. I think you'll enjoy it. We go with the battle. We got Politoed versus Stunfist. Galarian Stunfist. So this is an interesting matchup. Right off the bat, as always, as everything I always do, I go to the Weather Ball first off to see if they're gonna block, to start using up their shields. And he does not. So then I'm like, uh-oh. But unfortunately for me, I am going to shield this because Rock Slide will do a lot of damage to Politoed. So I needed to shield. And then I'm going to start to farm down. Farm back to another Weather Ball. To do a lot of damage to the Stunfist. And I'm lucky he shields again. So right there, he is shielded. So there's his first shield gone. And now he's going to drop a Rock Slide on me, which does a decent amount of damage. Not a lot, but he's going to tag out now. And I'm going to sit there and Weather Ball right off the bat. I probably should have waited to see what he brought out, unfortunately. And he brought out a Venusaur, and he shielded. So I'm going to tag in to my Azumarill. Maybe not the best play right here, but Azumarill is going to be able to farm enough to an Ice Beam. And because of the Ice Beam versus the grass, the Ice Beam's going to win if he doesn't shield. Which he does not shield, so he takes the full Ice Beam damage, and I'm able to farm down more. Now here's the thing, he's got his special. I am going to shield it. This is the biggest bad play I made today. I should not have shielded that. I should have just let Azumarill die. I wasted a shield basically right there. So now I'm going to bring in Politoed and try to get some damage down. Politoed was pretty much dead anyway, so now we bring in Stunfist. Stunfist is able to take care of the Venusaur. However, the opponent is then going to bring in a Jirachi. And we're basically trading back and forth at this point. I get to a Rock Slide that is not going to do a lot of damage, unfortunately. And he's just gonna sit there and farm me down. The advantage he has right now is that he has another Pokemon in the background. We know it's the Galarian Stunfisk. So he can just sit there and shoot on me, and all I can do is get to the rock slides and hit him with the rock slides and hopefully do a lot more damage to him. The rock slides are doing some damage, they're not doing a lot, unfortunately. But I'm farming him down enough, and I'm able to survive a lot of his attacks because they're not doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we're able to farm down enough to another rock slide, which is amazing. We're able to take him out after this rock slide. Unfortunately, he's got the Galarian Stunfisk still. So it's Stunfisk versus Stunfisk. What a twist, guys! What a twist! Unfortunately, he's able to get his rock slide off first, which does a decent amount of damage to me, and then I'm able to answer back with my rock slide. However, if I would have been a little more patient and I would have went to the earthquake, I probably would have beat him. And unfortunately, because of a little bit of misplay, a little bit of my bad there, he's able to get to his second rock slide and is able to take my Stunfisk down. So GG to my opponent. Good games. And I mean, that's the thing. If I would have waited a few extra seconds, I would have had the earthquake. It might have been a completely different turn of about. And now we're just going to jump into another great PvP match. So, with our Politoed, our Stunfisk, and our Azumarill, which I love them. They're a great team. And right off the bat, we've got our Politoed going in, and he's going to be versus an Umbreon. So, we're doing neutral damages from both of us right now. I'm going into a Weather Ball to see if I can do some more damage to him, or if he'll use a shield, of course. He does not shield, so he takes a little bit of damage, not really much. I'm able to farm just almost to another Weather Ball. He's going to fire off his Foul Play. Foul Play does a lot more damage than my Weather Ball. Then I'm going to launch another Weather Ball. We're basically trading back and forth, but he's coming ahead in the advantage point. However, I'm able to farm enough up to another Weather Ball, and then as long as he doesn't shield this one, I should be okay. And he doesn't shield it. Okay. So right now, I think the best play for me right now on this is to shield, and then start farming to a Weather Ball, and if I can farm to a little bit closer to a second one, that would be amazing. So right now I'm farming to a little bit, and I've got one ready, and then I've got a little bit of energy built up for almost getting close to a second one, so I'm going to have 2 Weather Balls. So I'm going to do a little bit of farming, and then I'm going to launch the Weather Ball. So now I've got 1 Weather Ball launching, and then I'm going to have enough energy probably to do another Weather Ball. And yes, see, I got enough for another one. However, I should have waited to see what he brought out, but I had very little energy left. I figured either way I was gonna get, if I got hit, I was done. So at least I get the energy, the Weather Ball out, and his Medicham uses the shield. Now here's a bad play. I brought out Azumarill. Actually, no, that's not a bad play. My bad. I brought out Azumarill, and I went into Ice Beam, which is a good job, which is good. And I start to farm him down. I'm kind of getting, when I'm sitting there playing on the phone, when I'm tapping away, I'm kind of getting a little nervous because I'm like, oh man, am I gonna get this? What's gonna happen here now? And he's got Psychic, and Psychic will do a decent amount of damage to my Azumarill. So I'm thinking, should I swap at this point or should I not? And I'm like, okay, don't have any shields left. I'm going to take this Psychic. And then once I take the Psychic, I'm like, oh no. Then I instantly go into Ice Beam and fire out the Ice Beam at him. And then the worst thing comes next. Here it comes. I'm getting so paranoid, I sub out to Stunfisk. And I'm just like, oh no. After I watched this, I was like, oh my god, why did I do that? I got no shields left, completely weak to this guy, and he's just like, bang, owns my Stung Fist just like that. So I get to a Rock Slide. Not going to do a lot of damage, unfortunately. Stung Fist is a beast, but when he's fighting someone like Metachamp, it's like, it's really hard. So he beats me down. Then I have to bring in my Azumarill that's almost dead as well. I'm able to farm to take him down, and his last Pokemon comes in. It's a Skarmory, and I go right into Ice Beam. I probably should have tried to save it and go into Play Rough, but unfortunately, I went into Ice Beam, and this Skarmory is just kind of laughing at me right now. He's like, man, I've got you. This game's mine. And he's completely right. I got no moves at this point. He Sky Attack and boom. So GG, congratulations to my opponent. Good games. Let's get right into the next video. Here's another one we've got going. We got Politoed versus Altaria. Not a great matchup for me, unfortunately, but we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna do some quick farming, get to the Weather Ball, launch the Weather Ball, see if actually we're able to build up to 2 Weather Balls. So this Altaria is going to launch a Sky Attack, and we are going to take it. I probably should have shielded, I didn't. So now we're going to launch a Weather Ball, hopefully to do some good damage to this Altaria. Unfortunately he shields. I go right back into another Weather Ball. Probably should have went to an Earthquake, or sorry, Earthquake. Go back into another Weather Ball. This time he knows what I have, he knows my moves, so he's like, I'm not shielding, I'm not wasting my shield. So I tag out right away to a Azumarill, start to get some farming in with a Azumarill, hopefully to get enough farming to get to Ice Beam. Unfortunately, I've got to shield this one. Don't know how much really the Sky Attack probably wouldn't do a lot, but then he tags out, of course. Like I said, guys, weak against grass, right? Fear the grass. So we're going to try to do some massive damage with this Play Rough. And unfortunately, he shields, and you guessed it, if I don't shield this, it's probably a Frenzy Plant or a Leaf Blade. And it's a Frenzy Plant, and just destroys my Azumarill, unfortunately. I'm toast at that point there. The next one to bring in is Stung Fist, because my Politoed's basically dead. So Stung Fist is coming in to try to pick up the slack. The Beast is in. Unfortunately, the Beast is versus a Frenzy Plant Pokemon. So unfortunately, it's not doing too much. We make it to a Rock Slide, so we can do some damage. Unfortunately, I don't got any shields, and another Frenzy Plant's coming my way. Sorry, actually, it's an Earthquake. Even worse. But I make it to another Rock Slide. Which I'm able to knock him down a little bit more. And I'm almost thinking I'm going to get him down, and I'm like, nope, you're not. And then Politoed comes in and just gets kicked back. And unfortunately, that's the game. GG to my opponent. Good games. Alright guys, on with the next match. I'm still rocking the cool Sylveon gear. I love that gear. Anyway, first up on our list, we've got Meganium versus Politoed. And right off the bat, guys, I'm thinking to myself, I'm in trouble again. So I get to my Weather Ball, we get the Weather Ball going, and then I'm just thinking, Frenzy Plant. I'm just thinking in the background, we're gonna hit Frenzy Plant. So I sub out to Azumarill. I think I'm doing the right thing here. I'm gonna shield, and I'm gonna farm as much as I can to get to my Ice Beam. And I'm hoping that my opponent will not shield the Ice Beam, thinking maybe I've got something else. So we got the Ice Beam. Here we go. Will they shield? and they don't shield. They take the full brunt of it. Oh wow. Right here, I made a big bad play. I should have shielded. I would have lost all my shields, but I would have not taken this much damage. And now we're trying to farm each other down to see who goes down first, and unfortunately I go down first. And then I bring in my Polytoad, which completely clears that. And then they bring in their Azumarill, which not so good for me. I'm gonna do a Weather Ball, hopefully to do some damage, but we're not really doing good by it now. It's not going so good. So now we're gonna go back into Weather Ball again. And they are going to not shield because it's not taking much damage from them. So what we're gonna do now is I've got to shield this one, I think. I have no choice at this point. We're gonna shield, and then after that we're just gonna farm. We're gonna free farm to see how much we can farm. We're gonna farm up to 2 Weather Balls if we can, but we're gonna use our Earthquake now to see if they will shield this or not. And they do not shield this, which is a big plus for us at this point. So basically we're just who gets the move off first is what's going on here. And we get to our Weather Ball first, so we're gonna fire that up. They are not gonna shield. We're gonna take down their oh, actually they managed to survive with like 5% health, so they get their move off. We can't shield. The Hydro Pump kills us. Then my Stunfisk comes in, and oh my god, guys, Stunfisk versus Galarian Stunfisk. Like, oh my god. I thought this might have been a good match at the end for me, but unfortunately this is a very bad matchup for me for Stunfisk Galarian, unfortunately. We get to our Rock Slide, but their Mud Shot is just owning me for free basically. They got a shield left. That might have done a lot of damage, maybe not, but now it's just whoever gets to their move first wins. And I did not get to mine, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, Mud Bomb, sorry, not Mud Slide, Mud Bomb. I got a Rock Slide ready, but it's not really going to do much, so I'm going to try for Earthquake. This is like the Hail Mary play right here. We'll see what happens. And he shields. If he wouldn't have shielded, maybe it would have been really good, but this is the thing, guys, with saving your shields for the end Pokemon, not using them in the beginning, or double shielding when you don't need to. It makes a very good play. So GG, congratulations to my opponent. Good games. It's all about how you play it, guys. It is all about, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. That's how the cookie crumbles. Well, guys, that's the end of this PvP episode. This has been episode 2 for Pokemon Go PvP. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. If you guys liked it, please give it a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you guys like about my PvP? Do you guys have any teams you'd like me to try? Is there any tips or tricks you guys can give me? Follow me on social media on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave links in the description below. And guys, until next time, please take care, stay safe, have fun, bye-bye.